Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Dave Neal here, stand-up comic and host of Bachelor Recap, a guy's review. Hello, everybody. How are you? Happy Tuesday morning. Okay, we got actually sort of an interesting thing happening here with Bachelorette. And by the way, this is not the Bachelorette, just throwing you off, or trying to at least. When you scroll over a video, YouTube usually will show you the beginning of a video, but apparently they're on to me and they're starting to show me the other parts of the video. So maybe I'll toggle back and forth between Victoria and try to fight the algorithm. Speaking of fighting the algorithm, bump your Harrison on top of that like button. Give it a good old Thor's hammer, as they call it in the fantasy suites, right on top of that like button and help the YouTube algorithm. Leave a comment and subscribe. Boy, it might not seem like we're that far away from 100,000 subscribers, but just a couple months ago I was at 2,000 and we're now at almost 24,000. So thank you guys so much for helping boost the channel. I appreciate y'all so much. We're going to get into the topic of some Bachelorette spoilers of who the next Bachelorette is. It was announced at the after the final rose ceremony, which was just taped and will be airing next week or the week after, whenever. Well, it's actually very interesting. It's going to be a very unique season. But first, I wanted to show a red herring photo of who the Bachelorette isn't. But I tell you what, I wouldn't mind if Victoria F is for family. I wouldn't be, in other things, bump it. I wouldn't be surprised. I would have loved Victoria. She's one of those contestants I would paint every red flag white for. There's just something about her. Remember when this date she did? She was like the runway model. She was like, I don't know what I'm doing. And we're like, yeah, you do, girl. Yeah, you do. Not bad. Anyway, what's interesting is, you remember this? Remember this part of Victoria F? Little blast from the past here when Chase Rice was the musician, and she actually had to reveal that she dated Chase Rice very briefly, apparently, and he was kind of put on the spot and didn't know he would be there. And I didn't know anything about Chase Rice. Well, believe it or not, this whole pandemic, I've been binging past seasons of Survivor. So I'm watching Survivor, and I know this has been said. I'm sure you guys know this is knowledge, but I'm watching this past season of Survivor, and I'm like really invested in this character's story. He was a really nice guy, but Chase was, I don't want to give away what happens on the show, but it's a very fascinating season of Survivor. If you haven't watched it, leave a comment. You can spoil it in the comment sections. This is like 10 years old now. But by the way, so leave a comment. Let me know what you think about that, because I was just watching. I was like, I think I know this guy Chase. And then in the finale, they let him play some music, and they were like, so you're going to go try to make it as a musician in Nashville? And he's like, I'm going to work hard and we'll see what happens. And then all of a sudden, he's actually really successful. You might not know him by name. He might not be a household name. He might not be Kenny Chesney or whoever the kids are listening to now, but he's very successful. So good on him. And also, don't you remember the 90s and early 2000s when everyone would wear their hat like that? You can tell how old somebody is by how tightly they bind their hat. I got a whole bit about that in stand-up where like the kids these days have flat brim hats. The flatter it is, the more alpha you are. But where I come from, my generation, it was how tightly you could bend the hat. Speaking of my generation, look at this hair today. Right? Don't I look like the older brother from Boy Meets World? Does that ring a bell with anybody? If this isn't for you, you might as well just skip the rest of this video because it's kind of nostalgic. But I really feel like I got older Corey Matthews' older brother hair. Don't you think? The baggy shirt, they were always holding a basketball for some reason. They're just like a wiffle ball. You know what I mean? Anyway, let's get into it. So this is the spoiler for Bachelorette. By the way, let's go back to here. We're trying to trick the algorithm. We'll see if it works. Let me know if I fooled you guys or not. Maybe not. Those, you gotta love jean shorts, right? You just gotta love jeans. And on a woman, this is one of those things, strict gender lines. Men wearing jorts, you just can't pull it off. Women all day long. All right, I digress. So this is from Reality Steve's blog or whatever he's got there. He says, Before we get to all of that, let's recap the latest in Bachelor Nation. As you know, the After the Final Rose filmed this past Friday in LA. Emmanuel Acho hosted. Matt and his final three women were there, as was Katie. I reported early last week that Katie was going to be announced as the next Bachelorette in the coming days. We all talked about that, made 5 videos about that. And it happened at the taping this past Friday. However, there is some sort of twist to it. Bad new, though. What does that mean? Bad new, though. I don't even know what that means. I don't know what it is. Oh, bad news, though. Bad news, though. I don't know what the twist is. I know a lot of people have emailed and DM'd me about their thoughts based on Katie's tweets, etc. Because Katie's tweeted like patience, and she kind of had some like very like subtle tweets. But we're a bunch of detectives out there. We got our big magnifying glass. We're looking at the tweets. We should be tending to our kid. We got a kid who's outside just playing with wolves, and we're like, well, hold on a second, honey. I got to see what this tweet's all about. We're all in it. We're all in it together, folks. We're on company's time, and somebody's, not doing what they're supposed to do. Okay, a lot of people are thinking we're going to have double bachelorettes again. I don't think that's it. Or that somehow Katie sat in a hotel all last week quarantining, gave up her phone only to get on stage and turn down the Bachelorette gig so a BIPOC contestant could have it. That's not it either. I don't know what the twist is to this season, but I don't believe, based on things I've heard, that it's either of those. Katie is the Bachelorette, but there's something added onto it that I don't know what it is yet. Something is added onto it that I don't know what it is yet. Boy, this guy's not the best writer. He's pretty successful, but okay, I shouldn't make fun. Here I am stumbling through my own words. I can't read good. Hopefully I'll find out before next Monday. If not, we'll all find out together on the After the Final Rose. Look, I don't mind, like, these spoilers come to me, so I can't even, I'm in the position now where, like, I'm just so spoiled. It's like, let's just report. It seems like so many people want to hear about the spoilers, so at this point, these types of spoilers, it's like, we'll know next week if we don't know now. But very fascinating stuff, folks. Have you ever heard me say that before? Very fascinating stuff. That's just like my tagline. That's what I say when I'm making a romance with a fiance. Hey, honey, I got something for you. It is very fascinating stuff over here. She's like, I digress. Okay, so anyway, let's go into Katie's stories from the week. This is pretty interesting. Let's see if we can get any clues from her. By the way, can we tell where she is? They said she was quarantining for a week. I wonder if that was just the quarantining. I guess that was just the quarantining for the After the Final Rose. So assuming she went to the After the Final Rose taping, she's back in the Pacific Northwest. But she did a little AMA, Ask Me Anything. So let's just see what she had to say over here. By the way, I'm sure Katie is so freaked out by the fact that I'm covering this story so much. I was messaging and she said, she said, what is life? It's a pandemic, and I'm talking to a guy named Dave Neal who sometimes makes videos about me in his free time. And it's like, listen, Katie, newsflash. I don't sometimes make videos in my free time. I make videos all the time. This is my pandemic. Actually, I'll tell you what, tonight I'm doing my first comedy set in a long time. I do stand-up comedy, but because of the pandemic, my whole world was shut down, which is why I started making more videos. You guys started finding me. It's actually changed the trajectory of my life. What I want to do when the pandemic is all over, of course, when everything is safe, is I want to do a stand-up comedy tour based around Bachelor, the TV show. So I want to perform in different cities all around the country: Nashville, Austin, Boston, Portland, Atlanta, the big hotbeds. And I want to have local comedians and whichever Bachelor contestants, former Bachelor contestants that are fun, that live in those areas, to maybe come on the show, do a Q&A. And let me know what you guys think about that. If you are interested in seeing me perform live, a live stand-up show, there is a link in the description and in the comment. Click the link. It is not spam. You can just sign up, put your email address, and you'll be put on my mailing list, where I'm going to share merchandise that's coming out, behind the scenes info, and also tour dates. So that's the pitch for that. Let's watch this, Katie.
You guys, that is a cat.
Katie found a cat.
Kitty!
Katie's a cat lady. Okay, cat lady.
God.
Let's write that down.
No.
Cat's driving away. Katie's at a red light. Katie, cat lady. That's important. Okay, I shouldn't play that. So Katie's a cat lady. I'm trying not to play any licensed music. I'm trying to get some clues for you guys to find out what Katie's aura is. We have a cat lady from the Pacific Northwest doing an AMA. What has been your biggest accomplishment? Becoming a homeowner last year. Well, there you go, folks. I mean, now, like, as someone who's not a homeowner, I have to say, not a homeowner. But if I was a homeowner, I wouldn't judge. Everyone can do what they want with their houses, if you know what I mean. Go in the back door, folks. Whatever you need to do. Front door's open, if you know what I mean. Fantasy Suites, bump that Harrison. So, Someone left a comment. Dave, you rant too much. Well, get over it. This is what we do, okay? Losing my dang mind over here. By the way, shout out to Jen Murphy, okay? She's a Canadian, sent me this beautiful gift package for Christmas with Canadian Tim Hortons. Thank you so much. Sorry that I drink it all. Is that a good accent? Probably not. Okay. She became a homeowner. Okay, so she's a successful, independent woman. Note. Okay, so let me put that down. Cat lady, home owner. She's a homeowner. Let's keep on going here. What else do we have here? She's, let's see. She's ask me anything. Do you look at Reddit? She says, sure, if I feel like crying. Great. That's the cutest photo I've ever seen. This is adorable. Oh, kids with bangs. She's adorable. She says she listens to Reddit if she feels like crying. And then ask me anything. Have you ever been to a music festival? And she said this is Paradiso, USA. Sorry, I'm probably butchering that. I don't know what it's called. Cute. Looks like a few years old. What? And adorable. And you know what? Let's have a short bachelorette. All right? Cat lady, homeowner, short. Okay? Moving along, folks. We need it's not exactly a disability to be short. I think you got to be under 5 foot tall. Technically, I'm not trying to be flippant here. At some height in either direction, it's a disability. Tell my buddy Jay he doesn't have a disability. He's 6'9", 320 pounds. He can't be in a car that's not like an 18-wheel tractor trailer. Okay, that's sort of like a disability. Okay, ask me anything. Have you ever been blonde? She said, yeah, kind of. There it is. Looking pretty cute. Oh, she's adorable. Eyebrow game on fleek. Look at that. I said on fleek. Okay, I'm too old to say on fleek. And fleek's probably not even popular anymore. Favorite place you've ever traveled? Taiwan. They don't cater to American tourism, which made it interesting. Not going to lie. That's what that means for the adults out there. It did help that my ex-boyfriend's family interpreted for us. So I'm assuming her ex-boyfriend was first generation Taiwanese. That's just an assumption I'm going to make. If her parents spoke Taiwanese, I could be very wrong. But how tall are you? David Spade says you're 2'9". Yeah, it takes a short guy to know a short girl. She goes, David Spade is close. What'd she say? 5'3"? Yeah, she's got about 5'3" energy. There she is. Okay, ask me anything. Do you smoke weed? She goes, it's legal in Washington. And then she does, what's that emoji? That emoji, it's illegal in Washington. And then she does, yes, so what? All right, we have 420 friendly. Very nice. If you're not on board, you better get on board. Should we do maybe for the live streams, we'll do a Getting High with Katie Monday nights. Maybe we'll do that. You know what I mean? For my glaucoma, okay? You know what I mean? I get a little, all right. Okay, well, let's go back to her body language there. Do you smoke weed? It's legal in Washington. It looks like her hair is pretty high right now. So what's that saying? The higher the hair, the closer to God or something. The higher the hair, the more sativa you put into. Okay, so there she is, adorable. She's doing the whole laying on the bed response. It's just so likable, so likable. Hate to say it, by the way, and I do not fluff up every contestant like this. If I'm going to be rooting for someone, I better go all in. What is your nationality? She said, your guess is as good as mine. Which one? Is that her right there? And that's her sister? Little pigtails. Cute mom. Love this glam up. This must have been late 80s, right? No, she's 30 years old, so this would have been early 90s, sorry. Trying to do the math here. Not good at it. State school, University of Rhode Island. She's going to go live soon. I miss the old days of drunken live feeds, early quarantine edition. She said, I will forever love my TikTok fam. As soon as life slows down, I'm sure I'll be back. What does life slowing down mean, Katie?
Reminder that in 2 hours.
In 2 hours?
I'm going live.
How did I miss
Friday.
This? I missed her live.
She'll hang out.
On Friday?
See you then. Wait,
on Friday. So this must be an old one. Okay. All right. I missed the live. All right, that's it for today. We are tired, so there's the cat. So, okay, shall we, what else do we have? I think this person meant ethnicity because I believe your nationality is the United States. I assume so too, but in case I'm wrong to assume, yes, I'm from the USA. There it is, folks. You know what we got here? A true American hero, okay? We have a cat lady, all right? Right there it is. Sure, she's 5'3". Go back to that. So she's not tall. Who cares? Not a big deal. What else can we say about her? She tried to go blonde. Which of us in the U.S. hasn't tried to go blonde? Looking at you, Dave Neal, tried hydrogen peroxide in the mid-90s. There she is, folks. She goes to music festivals. What else do you need to know about her? She looked, a little dorky growing up. Join the club, Katie. Join the club. And she's a homeowner. And let me tell you something. If there isn't an American dream that involves getting the keys to your first home, popping a bottle of champagne, posting a photo, trying to see who doesn't like it, and then saying, you know what, Samantha? You wish you owned a home because I got a driveway. I've got an address. No one's stealing the car battery of my vehicle. And you know what I'll do? I'll hoist this champagne bottle and date 40 men on national TV. God bless America. And God bless Katie. Really gonna wear that out one of these days. So anyway, that's Katie. There you go, folks. And we'll see what happens. What's the twist? We don't know. Did I really turn one sentence of a potential Reality Steve blog into a 15-minute video? No, because it's longer. Okay? Now, I was thinking about this, because my hair is just like, that's the kind of haircut I've got going on. It's like my hair couldn't choose which part it wanted. It looks like it's just down the superhighway. It looks like I was riding a Tesla with my head out the window. You know what I mean? I just got one of those real just, like if I was a field goal kicker straight down the middle right here, and I was going to change it because I was like, oh, we can't present the world, this look that I have. But I was like, you know what? No, I will rep the 1990s and one of the best shows that existed at the time. By the way, no one knew the daughter. No one knew the mom. But who do we know? This man right here. Oh, he must be related to the family. Not at all. Just a neighbor. That, my friends, is Mr. Feeney. And if you don't know Mr. Feeney, let me tell you something about if you don't know Mr. Feeney, this is one of the best neighbors next to Wilson from Home Improvement that you could ask for. If you were going to do a sitcom in the 1990s, you had to have representation from a neighbor who gave sage advice. Not only was he a neighbor, but he was also the principal of the school. Oh, the conundrum. Oh, the conundrum. So I was thinking, what the hell's Mr. Feeney up to? I mean, I hate to Google people and find out they passed. When I search Mr. Feeney actor, it says, is he still alive? And I was like, beats the hell out of me. I don't know. So I found this out. Check this out. This is from 3 years ago. 91-year-old actor who played Mr. Feeney on Boy Meets World thwarts burglary. Weird detail no one's reporting. As the burglar ran away, he yelled, dream, try, do good. Danielle Fishel, is that her name, Fishel, who plays Topanga, wrote on Twitter. By the way, Topanga, my first boner. I'm just saying, Topanga was beautiful growing up as a kid. You looked at her and you go, what is that? Speaking about going blonde. Hopefully this Los Angeles would be burglar learned a lesson, and that lesson came from none other than 91-year-old William Daniels, who played the sometimes cranky, always lovable, all-knowing teacher and neighbor, Mr. Feeney, on Boy Meets World. Daniels was able to frighten away a person who tried to break into his home Saturday night, according to his publicist. Offers responded quickly, she said, adding, Mr. Daniels thanks all his fans for their concern. That's a true legend right there. You know why? Because he's from Brooklyn. This guy's seen things. This isn't just some cranky, cantankerous old man. No, this is Michael Feeney, all right? What's his real name? This is William Daniels, okay? Oh, Billy D, okay? Not that Billy D. This is a different Billy D. But anyway, I looked him up. He's still alive. You know what I mean? Good for him. 93 years young. There he is, folks. And okay, of course, if you just wanted to leave here with a little bit of wisdom, here are some things that Mr. Feeney said, because he always offered good advice. Mr. Feeney was the dad I didn't have. Speaking of which, I'm going to be talking about Matt James and his father's situation in an upcoming video, but I wanted to have a little light to start the day. So Mr. Feeney said, friendship is a real gift. It's given with no expectations, and no gratitude is needed between real friends. If you let people's perception of you dictate your behavior, you will never grow as a person. To me, a real hero is someone who does the right thing when the right thing is not the easy thing to do. Sometimes a sure thing is not the best thing. Believe in yourself. Dream. Try. Do good. Amen to you, Mr. Feeney. You're an amazing man. You're a great actor, and you thwarted a robbery. And here's to Katie, the next Bachelorette. Leave a comment and let me know what you think. And if you know, if you have any thoughts on what the hell's going to go down this season, please let me know. And there's Victoria. Paint some red flags white, folks. Happy Tuesday. We'll see you later on. More content coming all day long. Bye now.